Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Let's Play Hawken, wherein I pretend to know what the heck I'm doing, try not to die, and try to kill as many other people as I possibly can. And yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and grab a random game and play as much as we can. I know that we haven't really played a whole heck of a lot of Hawken. I've kind of been playing around with some other games and trying to see how that's gonna go, and it doesn't seem like anybody really cares about anything else, so, I mean, there seem to be a dedicated few of you that watch Hawken specifically and nothing else. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do for playing along those lines. See if I can get you guys interested in watching one or two more things again. So yeah, here we go. We are going to play with the G2 Assault again, and we're going to see how many people we can kill before we die horribly. Because yeah, that's pretty much what I do all the time. Anyway. Alright, so should have everything fixed from the last time around. I was stupidly trying to render videos while I was playing at the same time, and I have something else specifically for that, and I decided, it's too much of a bother, and then, yeah. I was having issues the last time we played. And we are going to see if we can't kill this guy. Ooh, problem. That was actually a serious problem for me. I wound up getting nailed from behind by the same thing that I am, basically. And I don't think that there were any of the rest of us in that vicinity. So let's see if we can't do a little bit better. You know, like as in not dying this time. Why is everybody running away from where the bad guys are? Shouldn't we be running towards where the bad guys are? Yeah. Although, you are kind of facing a wall while you're saying that, mate. Alright, so... this guy's getting dead. There we go. And we got him dead. It's going to help us a little bit, but it doesn't look like it's going to help us enough. That's kind of for damn sure. Considering we've gotten the only kill, they've gotten 6. This is going to be kind of a messy situation. And I'm kind of rusty, so, you know, my first half dozen matches, as you guys know, when I don't play for a couple of days, I tend to, and I don't play over the weekends. I wind up getting too busy with work and everything else, so I don't play over the weekends. So most of what you see are uploaded during the week, pretty much the day before or day of the upload. And, when I don't play for 2 or 3 days, I do get a little bit, and it takes me, you know, a match or two to shake some of that off. I know I should try to play a little bit more often, but sometimes I just get really busy with everything else, and... yeah, here we go. Caught him with his pants down, for lack of a better way to put it. Although, kind of hard to see mechs with pants, so... aw, come on, you're no fun. Ha! There we go. That's going to cause some havoc for them. That was actually a really nice shot there. Let's see if we can't get this bastard. Oh no, this is going to be problematic for us. Ooh, holy crap, we actually got him. That, Went a hell of a lot better than I expected, and I knew there was somebody else there, and I just didn't do it. That was completely and entirely my fault for just being dumb. So, yeah, you guys can blame me. I'm sure you do. But, you know, whatever. I'm in this to have fun, not necessarily to win, because I'm really, really shitty at winning, so, yeah. Let's have some more fun, see how many more people we can kill. I want to kill 12 of them before I die. That's not gonna happen. Hello, pretty. Nice. Where'd you go? Oh, that was just a... Oh, I hit something. Where is everything? Where are these bastards? There we go. And that's going to put me in kind of a wretched situation. Should not have... Oh my god. Okay, you guys saw that. I saw that. We're just going to pretend that never happened. There really wasn't... If I had any more health than I had, I would have tried, but... That simply wasn't going to be the case for that one. Yep, there we go. It was kind of problematic. I think there were a little bit too many of them for us to really to take all of them consistently. And, God, sniper. Those guys are actually doing pretty well. They've got a pretty decent team going on, and I think we're a little bit too uncoordinated. But, yeah, ran into a situation where I thought we had the number superiority, and we really, really, really didn't. Okay, so that was interesting. I have random things falling over in my room and making weird noises, so just, you know, never mind the buzzcocks. Or something like that. Anyway. Let's see if we can... Ooh. Not enough fuel to get there in time. Although he does look like he kind of made that. Maybe not. Let's see if we can... There we go. Hehehe. Wow, that looks like everybody and a monkey decided that I was the most dangerous thing on the battlefield. And they, yeah, I'm really, really not. I really, if I am, then we have problems. Oh, shit. There we go. Well, I dominated 2 of them for a little while. Kind of hard to be able to hold that down for too long, especially under these circumstances. They've got twice the amount of kills that we have. I have no idea how many of those were mine. Uh-oh. A lot, by far. That's not a good situation. I mean, if I'm kind of the medium, or, you know, mediocre player, then we'll be okay. If I'm the best player on the team, we have some shit to work out. And, we're gonna die doing it. God, chase him down, please, go. He's... I know there's really not that much I can do about that situation, but still, dear God, that is frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, not a whole hell of a lot I can do about most of that. Just simply isn't, and it looks like there's more than one of them that have the G2 assaults. That doesn't put me at a great advantage here. It simply doesn't. And the more people play, the more get that. Wow. Yeah, so I was the final death in that particular match. That was painful. That was just really, really, really kind of shitty painful. Alright, give me just a moment while we switch games here. So I think I've pretty much said before, if I am the best person on our team, we're going to have some problems. Especially as I'm recording, it's really difficult for me to communicate with everybody else, and it winds up being a lot more convenient for me to get into a group that where at least somebody kind of knows how to push their group and kind of keep everybody together and kind of keep everything going. I really do not have the ability to communicate with you guys and communicate with everybody else all at the same time. It's hard enough to play the game and keep a commentary running at the same time. If I were to try to lead the group, I can't do it. So, I'm sure there are people out there who are really damn good, who would be capable of doing such, but I'm not one of them. As it is, I'm lucky to get the kills that I get sometimes. And other times I do okay, but I mean, there are times when I'm just flat lucky to get the kills that I get. Oh god, one of these. This is one of those groups where either A, they're just talking back and forth, or B, they're talking among the team, and we're gonna have problems here. Oh, come on. I seriously forgot how to get to Silo 3? That's kind of shitty. Alright, there we go. Situation normal. Yeah, not for long. Alright, so let's do one of those. I know there was somebody in here. And he's running away because he knows better. That was maybe not my best idea. Thought I could kind of piss him off and chase him away. Had I not just gotten into a fight with something else, I might have been able to do that, but yeah. That said, I do think I kind of at least made a little bit of a mess there for them. Yeah, and making a mess for the other guys and keeping them away from our silos for as long as possible is always a good thing. Alright, let's get back in and cause this again. Let's wreak some havoc. Alright, so we've got that. I'm letting other people grab the silos as I do as much damage to these bastards as I can. Alright, so that's really kind of a holy shit situation there. And I think we did quite a bit just in the matter of taking them out and getting everything sorted there. That was interesting. So yeah, everybody kind of getting themselves into an interesting situation there. Don't think that you can, because man to man, this thing is really specifically built for up close and personal, just tearing shit apart. I may not get every single kill hit, but I do enough damage that, yeah. I do enough damage that people kind of tend to get pissed off. And I'm not gonna, yeah. And of course, you know, I have that entire thing recorded, so everybody I know can say, hey, look, he's not hacking, he's actually just not that bad anymore. Not great, but I'm sure shit not bad. I'm sorry, but that kind of a reaction, I mean, it's bad enough when my own team does it, but when somebody else just gets really, really pissed off at the fact that I just killed them, you're not playing the right game. I mean, this game isn't personal. It's simply, here, let's have some fun. It really is about that. It's get in, make a few kills, make a few losses, have some fun with it. And that's really just kind of the point. And yeah, I'm ranting again, and I think you guys know it. Ooh, where? Let me kill. I want to kill somebody. My God, where'd they go? Where did they go? Fonzie! Let's see. Fonzie. Ooh. I see a bad guy. Alright, come on. Can we get him? Yes, we got him. That was actually... sorry about that. Yeah, I know. When I get into a firefight like that, what the fuck? Well, when I get into a firefight like that, I do tend to get a little bit quieter than I normally am. I mean, I do try to talk to you guys as much as absolutely possible, let you guys know what's going on. But when I'm in the middle of having fun killing somebody, then, you know, I just shut up and make the kill. Anyway, that said, let's see if we can draw somebody out by repairing. Yeah, I really am that dumb. But I've lost all my usables, so I'm kind of just, at this point, whatever. Alright, you know what? Might be able to do something about that. Oh, wait, that's right, we've lost all of our usables. Come on, jump. Oh, balls. Here, I was expecting this to be a nice high jump. No. This is going to be one of those jumps I'm going to have to make all on my own. Yeah. So, let's see what we can do here. It looks like too many people have kind of come and gone. And that made a very interesting fight, a very even fight, not so even anymore. Yeah, there we go. Ah, damn. Let's see, can we get him? Yeah, we got him. And I think that was pretty much the end of that one. Did a lot better than we did the first round. Let's go ahead and grab something else. We'll do one more round and we'll have fun with that. And you know what? Honestly, at this point, I'm gonna flat out say you guys can watch me play just to see how bad I am and learn not to play the way I do. Give me just a moment here. Anyway, sorry about that. So, you guys didn't notice anything. Probably didn't notice anything too much. Where my particular mech was sitting in this whole little thing, but I was afraid that something might have happened where my mic had accidentally. Okay, so, gonna check something real quick. I'm actually going to leave this match, pause everything here for a moment, and then come right back. There's something I actually need to take care of really, really quickly, and just double check that everything is okay, and that you guys have actually been hearing me for the last, I don't know, 10 minutes. Okay, so... Yep, okay, we're good. And yeah, I'm just gonna wind up muting that and cutting it all out. But that's okay. Alright, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, anyway, sorry about that. So, you guys didn't notice anything, probably didn't notice anything too much, except for maybe a jump and, where my particular mech was sitting in this whole little thing, but that's okay. I was afraid that something might have happened where my mic had accidentally gotten muted, and I wanted to go check and make sure that it hadn't, and that you know, you guys had, that I'd actually recorded most of what I just said, because if I hadn't, I'd be very upset. Anyway, okay, last eco. This one can be, I think I've said this before, this one can be pretty much anything. I've seen a lot of this one lately. Winds up just being over and over and over again for this one, and we've got, straight up deathmatch with 15 seconds remaining. Yeah, that's gonna make me, that's gonna make me anything but, yeah, what the fuck? I ranked 7th. Because I joined at 7th. I don't think that I need to talk about this again. Said it before. Said it a dozen times. No need to say it again. Just plain old what the fuck. Okay, so now that we've gotten that out of our systems, we're gonna leave the match. Yep. And we're gonna go ahead and grab something else. Hopefully this time we won't have 15 seconds remaining. Because, you know, if we did, then we'd be kind of fussy. And if we didn't, then we might be happy. You know, okay, more than 30 seconds might be good. You know, because if we, yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop now. I'm actually hoping for at least 5 whole minutes. 5 whole minutes of killing things and being killed. That would be fun. Frontline, pretty certain that this was the first ever, or close to the first ever one that I had joined. Missile silo. So we've got pretty interesting. Okay, this probably was the first ever match area that I played on. I don't think that there were too many others than Frontline when I first started this game. That was quite some time ago, though. And there are far too many of them for me to be able to do anything other than bug out here. I don't think that that's going to be a good idea for me to... Yep. And there's just a lot of them, and they're in everywhere. That was kind of difficult. That was really kind of difficult. Oh, dear. Kind of a difficult situation. I was actually hoping that there were less of them and or more of us at Silo 2 here, and there just didn't seem to be anything going on, and wasn't a whole hell of a lot I could do about it. Now this guy I can take under these circumstances. At least get down to a point to where, yeah, there's, I was gonna say, He's up there and he's taking some pretty heavy damage, but at this point he kind of fucked me. Still, we've got one in our sights, or we've got two. So, and we are going after one here. I'm gonna make it look like at least there's only one of us. Alright, we've got two. This is a pretty even match at this point. Don't know exactly how everything's gonna go. Does look like we're gonna wind up grabbing one at least. And come on. Come on. Not him. So I can basically sit here and repair, because that's not actually him, that's just a hollow. And he's gone anyway. I probably should have repaired inside here. I didn't realize that I was that close, or that we hadn't actually had Silo 2. For some reason. I was kind of being a dumbass. Okay, let's do this again. And that's going to cause at least some havoc. Yeah. I got too close. I flat out got too close for that to really do anything to me. I mean, had there been more of them, had we not just, kind of gotten rid of the rest of them, maybe. But that was kind of just... They basically pushed him right into the middle of me. Come on, puppies. Where'd you go? Where'd they go? There were a whole bunch of them. Oh, well. That guy, I've said before, I actually really like the incinerator, and it is one that I do want to kind of go after at some point. For a C-class mech, that's probably the top on my list to have. I have several of the other C-classes, and I never use them. Honestly, the B-class, which are the middle mechs, they do a lot of damage, and they're kind of just in between in the middle on health and damage and everything else. They are, speed-wise, middle of the road. And under the right circumstances, these damn things can be infuriating. Where is he? Alright, so are we actually stealing this one? Yes, we are. Good, good. Nice job, nice job. Looks like we might actually take this one. Might is kind of the key word. Alright, so I'm going to mute myself here. Unexpected, considering it's 11 o'clock at night. Generally speaking, I don't get phone calls this late, and that was one of the reasons why I was recording so late this evening. I was hoping, hey, look, it's late at night, and I'm not going to get a phone call. And guess what happened? Oh, well. That's all right. So, sorry about that. I did try to, I mean, we've got kind of a itchy situation here. And should be able to take him, at least if I can catch him. There we go. We'd gotten ourselves into a little bit of a tight space, but at the same time, we had enough of a lead that it wasn't the end of the world. And we should still be able to do quite a bit here. And that's kind of what I'm... Alright, sorry about that. That was, unexpected, considering it's 11 o'clock at night. Generally speaking, I don't get phone calls this late, and that was one of the reasons why I was recording so late this evening. I was hoping, hey, look, it's late at night, and I'm not going to get a phone call. And guess what happened? Oh, well. That's alright. So, sorry about that. I did try to, I mean, we've gotten kind of a itchy situation here. And should be able to take him, at least if I can catch him. There we go. We'd gotten ourselves into a little bit of a tight space, but at the same time, we had enough of a lead that it wasn't the end of the world. And we should still be able to do quite a bit here. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Is just being able to, you know, do what we need to do to take these guys out. Oh, that is beautiful. Ow! Okay, so that EMP didn't last long enough to kill him, especially considering I had to run away and let my overheating go, but still. I mean, even with one of those, it does look like, you know, I mean, it looks like we'll probably win this, but I don't want to, I tend to try not to call it till the very end, simply because of the fact that I have seen some really interesting shit where, kind of like right at the end, right at the very, you know, turnaround moment, everything changes. And I have seen that happen a couple of times, and I don't want to call this just yet, but at the same time, we do have a pretty healthy lead here, and at the same time, we do seem to be able to pretty much take them wherever they are, and kind of just, you know, get rid of them, if nothing else. And he went, grabbed one, and ran away. Not terribly surprising here. I think he just wanted to try to do some damage to us. But at the same time, we kind of did some damage to him. There was actually a second guy in here, and I don't think that he's anywhere near the vicinity. He's probably all the way over at the other one by now. The second guy just didn't have the time to bug out. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of curious about the G2 Raider, but I am not going to buy it, which means that I may wind up spending all the time it takes to learn how to fly the Raider. That was one that I thought had some serious potential, but at the same time, really my skill level with it wasn't good enough to say that I'd be able to fly it fairly well. And so the next couple of times around, I'm not sure. This next time, I might still wind up doing a G2 Assault for the next, you know, round or two, just to have some fun with it and say, you know what? Okay, so I got myself to the situation where I'm actually pretty good I understand how this thing works. I've got all the internals and everything else that I want for it. I'm pretty much set exactly the way I want this thing to be. I'm probably going to wind up switching over to the Raider here soon, and then just go from there. So that's kind of, you know, some of the plans for the next couple of times around. But hopefully, I don't, you know what? I'm gonna wind up, this one's gonna wind up going up really, really late this evening. And frankly, tomorrow's is probably going to be pretty late too. I know that last week's schedule was a little bit helter-skelter, but at the same time, I still at least tried to get the 5 or 6 up. That is my norm for the week. I know I only really uploaded twice, but I kind of bundled them all together, unfortunately. I really do try to get everything up, day to day, but there are times and situations where